The Last Letter, A Father's Farewell. In a quiet, peaceful town nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling river, there lived a man named John. John was known for his kind heart and gentle nature. He was a carpenter, working with wood to build beautiful things, just as he had built a beautiful life with his daughter, Emily. Emily was the light of his life, a bright-eyed girl with a smile that could light up even the darkest day. They were inseparable, spending their days laughing, playing, and creating memories that would last a lifetime. The bond between father and daughter. John and Emily shared a special bond. Every morning, John would wake Emily up with a soft song he made up just for her. They would have breakfast together. Emily always insisted on helping with the toast, even though she was still too young to do it herself. After breakfast, they would walk to the small park near their house. John would push Emily on the swing, higher and higher, until her laughter filled the air. John taught Emily many things. He showed her how to plant flowers in their garden, how to paint, and how to carve little animals out of wood. But more importantly, he taught her about life, how to be kind, how to forgive, and how to love. The storm clouds gather. One day, John started feeling tired. At first, he thought it was just because he was working too hard, but the tiredness didn't go away. It got worse. Soon, he found himself struggling to keep up with his daily tasks. Emily noticed that her father wasn't as energetic as he used to be, but she didn't understand why. John visited the doctor, hoping it was nothing serious. But the news was devastating. The doctor told John he had a terminal illness, and there was nothing they could do to save him. John felt his heart break, not for himself, but for Emily. How could he leave her? She was still so young, and she needed him. Preparing for goodbye. John knew he didn't have much time left, so he decided to make the most of every moment. He started writing a letter to Emily, something she could hold on to when he was gone. Each night, after Emily had gone to bed, John would sit at his desk and write. He poured his heart into that letter, trying to put a lifetime of lessons into words. In the letter, he told Emily how proud he was of her. He wrote about their days together, the lessons he had tried to teach her, and the love he felt for her every single day. He told her that even though he wouldn't be there to see her grow up, he would always be with her, watching over her. John also made arrangements with his best friend, Michael. Michael had been John's closest friend for years, someone he trusted completely. He asked Michael to look after Emily when he was gone and to give her the letter on her 18th birthday. Michael agreed, though it broke his heart to think of losing his friend. The final days. As the weeks went by, John grew weaker. He could no longer take Emily to the park, but she didn't mind. She was happy just to sit with him, holding his hand and talking about their favorite memories. John cherished these moments, knowing they would be some of his last. On the night before he passed away, John tucked Emily into bed as he always did. He kissed her forehead and told her how much he loved her. "Good night, my little sunshine," he whispered. "Always remember that I love you, no matter what." That night, John passed away peacefully in his sleep. The next morning, Emily woke up and found that her father was gone. She didn't fully understand what had happened, but she knew something was terribly wrong. Michael came to take care of her, and together, they mourned the loss of the man who had meant so much to both of them. Life without John. Life without John was hard for Emily. She missed him every day. The house felt empty without his laughter, and the days seemed longer without his presence. But Michael was there for her, just as he had promised John. He took Emily under his wing, helping her with her homework, teaching her the things John would have taught her, and comforting her when she felt sad. Years passed, and Emily grew up. She became a strong, kind-hearted young woman, just as John had hoped she would. She often thought about her father, wondering what he would say if he could see her now. The letter. On Emily's 18th birthday, Michael handed her a small, worn envelope. Emily looked at it curiously. "What's this?" she asked. "It's from your father," Michael replied, his voice thick with emotion. "He wrote it for you before he passed away." With trembling hands, Emily opened the envelope. Inside was a letter, written in her father's familiar handwriting. As she read it, tears streamed down her face. Her father had written about all the things he wanted to tell her, how much he loved her, how proud he was of her, and how he knew she would grow up to be a wonderful person. He also wrote about the times they had shared, the lessons he had tried to teach her, and the love that would always connect them, even though he was no longer there in person. John's words wrapped around Emily like a warm embrace, filling the empty space in her heart. Emily clutched the letter to her chest, feeling her father's presence as if he were right there with her. She realized that even though he was gone, he would always be a part of her life. His love, his wisdom, and his kindness would continue to guide her, just as they always had. Conclusion. Emily kept the letter with her wherever she went, a constant reminder of her father's love. It became her most cherished possession, something she would read whenever she needed comfort or strength. The words in that letter carried her through the challenges of life, giving her the courage to face whatever came her way. And though John was no longer there to walk beside her, Emily knew that his spirit lived on in her heart. She vowed to honor his memory by living the kind of life he had always wanted for her, a life filled with love, kindness, and a deep understanding of the importance of family. In the end, John's last letter was more than just words on a page. It was a testament to the unbreakable bond between a father and his daughter, a bond that could never be broken, not even by death.